Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's exciting showdown. The arena is set, the crowd is ready, and two determined fighters stand face to face as the referee delivers the final instructions. Every rule is explained because once the clock starts, there will be no second chances. In one corner, fighter one waits in black and red with pink gloves, completely focused on the challenge ahead. Across the ring, fighter two, with her colorful rainbow dreadlocks and matching stockings, remains calm while staring directly at her opponent. The referee signals the start. The 3-minute clock begins, and fighter one immediately drops into a low crouch stance, carefully measuring the distance. Fighter two circles patiently, refusing to rush into an early exchange. Both competitors continue moving around the ring, looking for the perfect opening. They finally close the distance and lock into a tight clinch, battling for control as each fighter searches for the stronger position. The struggle carries them toward the ropes, forcing the referee to step in and separate them before restarting the action in the center of the ring. As soon as the fight resumes, fighter one explodes forward with perfect timing, securing a clean takedown that sends fighter two crashing onto the canvas. Fighter one immediately looks to control the position, while fighter two stays composed, working patiently from the bottom before slowly climbing back to her feet. Now the pace becomes much more aggressive. Fighter one charges toward the corner, throwing fast strikes and keeping constant pressure on her opponent. Fighter two continues defending while searching for an escape. The action quickly returns to the mat where fighter one gains full mount and controls the exchange with dominant grappling. After a hard battle on the canvas, both competitors manage to stand once again. The opening minutes end with neither fighter willing to back down, and the intensity continues to build as this battle moves into its next phase. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight is underway as both competitors waste no time throwing aggressive strikes in the center of the ring. The fighter in red and white pushes forward with confidence, but her rainbow-haired opponent answers every attack, creating a fast and physical opening exchange. The action suddenly crashes to the canvas, where the rainbow-haired fighter quickly takes control. She secures the mount directly over the center logo, keeping constant pressure while looking for a dominant position. Every movement is calculated as she shifts smoothly into a tight headlock, forcing her opponent to fight from underneath. The competitor in red refuses to give up. She twists, turns, and searches for an escape, but the pressure never lets up. The referee watches closely, making sure the action remains legal while both fighters continue battling for control. A close-up reveals the intensity on both competitors' faces before the fight drifts toward the corner turnbuckles. Neither woman is willing to surrender position as they continue grappling against the ropes. Back on the canvas, the pace remains relentless. Headlocks, tactical rolls, and constant transitions keep the momentum changing with every second. Each fighter looks for an opening, but every attempt is met with another counter. Both competitors finally scramble back to their feet, and the striking battle begins again. Fast punches, aggressive exchanges, and hard shoves fill the ring as neither fighter backs away. Emotions flare, tempers rise, and both athletes trade taunts while continuing to fight at close range. The final moments return to the mat, where heavy submission attempts and quick reversals push both competitors to their limits. Exhaustion is beginning to show, yet neither fighter is willing to quit. As the referee stays close to the action, this intense battle remains completely up for grabs, with everything still to fight for in the next phase. The momentum stays with the rainbow-haired fighter as she stands over her opponent, confidently celebrating after taking early control of the match. She lets the crowd know exactly how she's feeling, while the competitor in red remains down on the canvas, trying to recover after a difficult exchange. The cameras capture the excitement from every angle. Ringside officials, cameramen, and the referee stay focused as the action briefly slows. The rainbow-haired fighter continues her confident taunts, believing she has complete control of the contest. Meanwhile, the fighter in red rolls out of the ring, taking a moment to catch her breath at ringside. She walks carefully along the apron, shaking off the damage and planning her next move. The referee keeps a close eye on both competitors, making sure the match stays under control while urging them to continue. After a short recovery, the competitor in red climbs back through the ropes, looking far more determined than before. She steps into the ring with renewed focus, refusing to let the early momentum decide the outcome. The referee signals for the fight to resume, and both competitors move toward the center once again. Neither woman hesitates as they prepare for another physical exchange. The rainbow-haired fighter steps forward aggressively, but this time her opponent is ready. They collide in a hard exchange before the fight quickly drops to the mat. Round grappling follows as both fighters battle for position, constantly reversing control and refusing to stay trapped. Short strikes, tight holds, and quick escapes keep the pace high while the referee watches every movement from only a few feet away. The final moments become a fierce trading of punches and grappling on the canvas. Both competitors are breathing heavily, but neither is willing to give up an advantage. As this intense showdown continues, it's becoming clear that this fight is still wide open, and the next exchange could completely change the result. The fight resumes with both competitors showing signs of exhaustion, but neither woman is ready to give up. The referee watches closely as they circle each other once again, knowing the next exchange could decide everything. The wrestler in red strikes first, driving her opponent backward until she's trapped against the ropes. She keeps the pressure on with aggressive attacks, refusing to give the rainbow-haired fighter any room to recover. But the momentum changes in an instant. The rainbow-haired competitor answers with a tight chokehold across the top rope, forcing her opponent into a desperate struggle. The referee immediately steps in, ordering the hold to be released before the situation gets out of control. Back in the center of the ring, both wrestlers lock up once more. They battle for position, trading control with powerful grappling and determined counters. Every movement becomes faster as neither competitor wants to lose the advantage. Suddenly, the exchange turns chaotic. The struggle spills across the mat, forcing the referee and another official to rush in and separate the fighters. Even with officials between them, both competitors continue trying to break free, refusing to let the fight end on someone else's terms. After a frantic struggle, the rainbow-haired wrestler finally backs away, breathing heavily after the intense exchange. One of the officials is left on the canvas, clearly shaken by everything that just unfolded inside the ring. With order finally restored, attention turns to the official decision. The female promoter enters the ring carrying the championship belt as the competitor in red stands waiting for the announcement. The crowd watches closely while the referee prepares to reveal the result. The winner is confirmed. The referee raises the red-clad wrestler's hand high into the air as she proudly celebrates her hard-earned victory. The championship belt was presented, marking the end of a fierce battle that tested both competitors from start to finish. The closing moments replayed the biggest highlights of the match: explosive attacks, intense grappling, dramatic reversals, and unforgettable action, bringing an exciting showdown to a memorable finish.